Incantations and spells, don't know my name, ring bells. Those that don't know are well, those that know they won't tell. Grown, I'm a bad man still, accustomed to blood getting spilled. Since 90s keeping it real, drilling before it's called drill. Incantations and spells, don't know my name, ring bells. Those that don't know are well, those that know they won't tell. Grown, I'm a bad man still, accustomed to blood getting spilled. Since 90s keeping it real, drilling before it's called drill. These days man I chat bare bad man chat on the tracks, but the chap say it never seen hell.
Role in this network. He is the banker's agent. Epstein is shaping the transhuman agenda, which is largely driven by the desire to eradicate much of the world's population. On a satanic system, he said, bankers, secret services, media, Hollywood figures, government officials, universities, and many scientists are corruptly connected to this network and serve this transhuman, let's just say satanic, mind-bending system. On COVID and genocide, he said, we are witnessing the largest genocide of the world's population ever.
De heer Epstein vervult een belangrijke rol in dit netwerk. Hij is zaakbehartiger van de bankiers en ook een zeer belangrijk persoon bij de trilaterale commissie die door de Rockefellers, eveneens een bankiersfamilie, in het leven is geroepen.
This is a trial beyond the courtroom. It is now a test for the judiciary. Now the question is whether justice will reveal what it can still become.
Yeah, boom. So, with that being watched, with that being watched and said, right, I no longer have to try to think about how I'm going to continue with my little, I now know how I can cut through neatly with this conspiracy factualist thing that I'm doing. So I don't have to waste time now trying to convince people of the fact that there's a secret elite, so-called elite, that are running things, because it's facts now. You know what I mean? So now that we know that, I'm saying I'm looking to do something about it. Not even looking to, I've been civilly disobedient most of my life. The civilly disobedient meaning I don't do what they told me to do. I do my own thing. You get me? So I want now people to start joining up and we do our thing. We don't have to listen to what a bunch of that are in government are saying, you know. Anytime us millions decide to link up and take those few thousand out of power, it happens. Today.
You're going to learn today. You're going to learn today.
You get me? Those people are making the oppression. This is the difference of it. Let's imagine if you get rid of the government, then we all, not as a rabble, as adults, like thinking, using our brains, what God gave us, and using our minds and work together. We put a system in place, and there is systems in place anyway. So we don't have to think about new shit. Just go back to how it used to be before the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds and the Federal Reserve and the sinking of the Titanic, when they got rid of the richest people at the time. The Astors and the Guggenheimans, which I now know actually were carbonated, man.
Titanic wasn't an accident. It was a targeted hit on the indigenous Moorish nobility. Don't believe me? Go look up Joseph Philippe Lelessier La Roche, a black engineer from the LeConte political dynasty, traveling first class during the Titanic era. The original Jacob Astor, Isidor Straus, and Guggenheim were originally all Moors. But of course, they only show you the pale version. They bleached the history to hide the Moorish tenure of the land. But the bloodline is the Grail. Why'd they do it? Because these titans were against the establishment of the League of Nations and the plan of experts designed to seize world treasuries. Look up Paul Cuff, ship owner and global merchant, before the U.S. even knew what it was. Look up Madam C.J. Walker and Aurelia Walker, controlling millions, property, factories, and social power. Look up Robert Reed Church Sr., black millionaire of the South.
You think we were just slaves off boats? Houseway, I'm showing you the receipts they hid. Black aristocrats in the Titanic era. Families with land, gold, ships, and banks. We weren't begging, we were building empires. That's why the Titanic wasn't just a tragedy, it was a targeted hit. Connect the dots. The truth ain't lost, it's been buried, and I'm here to dig it up. They love to say Joseph LaRoche was the only black man on the Titanic, but that's only because they already whitewashed the rest. The original Astors, Guggenheims, Strausses, and LeConte bloodlines were Moors long before their portraits were corrected and their history rewritten. Once America and Europe adopted the bleaching of nobility, any elite family was painted over, literally and legally. So when the Titanic sank, they could safely call LaRoche the only one, because they hid the truth of the others. The whole narrative depends on Moors being erased from high society, because if the world learns black families sat at the top of global finance, diplomacy, and science, the slave story collapses overnight. LaRoche wasn't the only one. He was just the only one they couldn't erase.
Yeah, let's get it right. My ancestors, them. So they got rid of my ancestors so they can take over this plane and then get rid of the free energy system and the airships and then flood the place with Cabbage Patch children and then you had the orphanages where they put all my ancestors into asylums.
What if the insane asylums from the 1800s weren't built for insane people at all? Think about it. People always say, if there was a reset, wouldn't everyone have known? But what if the people who did know were labeled insane? In the 1800s, all across America and Canada, massive insane asylums started appearing. Huge buildings, massive stone structures, some of the biggest buildings in the entire country at the time. But here's the strange part. Many of these cities were just being founded. So where did all of these insane people come from? And how did they know there would be so many of them that they built entire castle-like complexes to hold them? Look at the Central Lunatic Asylum in Ohio. It looks more like a fortress than a hospital. Look at the Columbia State Hospital. At one point, it was the largest building in the United States. And then there's St. Vincent Hospital in St. Louis. They say it was built in 1 year. 1 year in the 1800s. With that architecture. So you have to ask yourself, were these buildings really made to treat the insane? Or were they made to silence people who remembered a world that no longer existed?
People ask me why their grandparents or great-grandparents never talked about the reset. Why don't they remember anything about it? Well, let me try to explain it. First, there were the Cabbage Patch babies. Now, these weren't just toys, you see. They became a symbol of something much bigger, a massive repopulation effort after the reset. These babies, they weren't born the usual way. They were produced almost mechanically in large numbers and distributed through a cold, efficient system. Strange, isn't it? Brings to mind ideas like cloning, doesn't it? And maybe that's why today you see so many folks who just seem to go with the flow. No questions, no thinking. Did you know they say nearly half the population doesn't even have an internal monologue? Imagine that, living life with a quiet mind, just following along. Those babies, those orphan trains, they were shipped off along with abandoned children who had survived the reset, taken from their families, sent to faraway lands. Many ended up in America. And when they got there, they were given a new story, the official version of history. No elders left to tell them the truth. Nobody to remember how things used to be. It made them easier to control, you see, easier to accept the new narrative.
You know what I'm saying? I'm Amerindian, by the way. Try to have my people them food telling us that we got to America and Jamaica and stuff because of the transatlantic slave trade. Bollocks. You know what I mean? This whole plane, flat plane is man's. You get me?